The new channel. The new channel. Hashtag TNC Now.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following shows are those of the host, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Well, hello and welcome to the new channel. Born out of passion, we're a community that helps you be the new you. I'm Dr. Michelle Mras, live streaming from the beautiful mountains of Colorado in the United States. You are watching Mental Shift. Well, hello to the United States and to the Philippines. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Tonight, my guest is the ambassador of joy. He's a mental wellness activist, a philanthropist, entrepreneur, speaker, author, and a former quadriplegic. I cannot say it. I cannot believe I just missed that. Quadriplegic. Who is now swimming around the world because he can walk. You'll hear that story in a bit. He created the Joy of Living community and the Keep Smiling movement. And what that does is it's now reached across the world and multiple celebrities. He's got millions of Keep Smiling cards worldwide. He has a podcast called The Joy of Living, and it's in the top 2% globally. So if you have not heard of this man, we don't know where you are because you need to find him. And you're finding him tonight. Please welcome the ambassador of joy, Barry Shore.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved, immortal beings, and good-looking people. And that wonderful Michelle. How can I make a categorical statement that all the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people that are watching or will watch this show are all good-looking? Because by definition, if they tuned in to listen to you on TNC, it means they're always looking for and finding the good in life. That's a good-looking person looking for and finding the good.
I just realized I can't say the word quadriplegic.
Right.
Quadriplegic. Now tell us, you have to tell us that story because no one would even recognize that you ever had an issue or a problem because you are so full of joy. You are so loving. You're always singing. Please tell us your mental shift. What were you doing? What happened? And who are you now?
Who I am now is a great story in itself, but let's go back and try and imagine the following. Imagine this, hale and hearty, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. And that's how I got up in the morning. And that evening, I was in the hospital, Michelle, totally, completely paralyzed, my neck down, nothing in my body moved. And it was not from an automobile accident. It was not a spinal injury. It was a rare disease, which I never heard of the day before, that rendered me a quadriplegic. I could only communicate by blinking my eyes. Overnight, I was 144 days in the hospital. I was in a hospital bed in my own home for 2 years. I couldn't turn over by myself. I was in a wheelchair for 4 years. I had braces on both my legs, from my hips to my ankles, and that was progress. Thank God today I'm able to be vertical and ambulatory with the help of a 7-foot walking wand. So I'm a triped, not a biped. I still can't walk up a stair by myself. I can't walk up a curb by myself. I have help 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. But you hear my voice. Positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. And Michelle, it's all because of one word. One word enables me to be positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant. And that word is smile. Smile, SMILE, because SMILE is a wonderful acronym that stands for seeing miracles in life every day. Seeing miracles in life every day. Now, I got to tell you, thank God, no, we're not doing pandemic stuff anymore. And I'm speaking to, real audiences with lots of hugging and upbeat energy. Recently, I did a live event with 1,176 people. And I'm telling the story about Barry Shore and the seeing miracles in life every day. And people are raising their hands and saying, hey, Barry Shore, I've been up for hours right now. I haven't seen any miracles. And I asked them, are you here? Can you hear? Can you stand still? I can't do that. Can you walk? I can barely do that. Do you have water to drink? Do you have food to eat? Do you have a place to sleep? Do you have family or friends? Every single one of those is a miracle. And you know what the proof is, Michelle? The simplest proof?
What?
1 million people didn't get out of bed this morning. You know why? They died. By definition, if you're watching this and listening to it, you're alive. That means you have an obligation to live exuberantly. And the reason that you tuned in consciously and conscientiously to listen to Michelle, because you know that she can set your soul on fire.
Exactly. And this is why we are friends, because I say that all the time when someone says, I don't believe in miracles. I do. You're here, aren't you? You're
right,
here.
Exactly.
You had the blessing of waking up
of all.
today.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, is that's why I love your movement. I love this. I love the keep smiling movement, because people need to remember that miracles don't have to be seas parting and lightning bolts. It's the little things in life that are the miracles in everything we do. And you have a book. Where's your book? Let's talk about
which one? We have several.
One.
Which one?
You
the
talked
latest,
about
yes.
the joy. No,
Well, that's a good one also, but we're going to talk about the joy of living. There it is.
Because that way we can see his 7-foot walking stick.
Right.
How to slay stress and be happy. And the beautiful thing about this, and when I met Barry Shore in Las Vegas, that's the whole thing. I saw him and I went, is he Moses? Because you've just got this presence about you and this aura of love and joy and acceptance. And then that stick just kind of makes you, I don't know, it's kind of powerful. I love that you're a triped.
Right. I love it too. Believe me, because otherwise I can't stand still. It's very funny when I meet people and we're talking and such, and they see me moving my arms and such, like right now, say, wow, look, he's completely cured. And on some level, I am completely cured, but I can't sit up from this chair. In other words, I can do this all day. I can't get up. From the waist down, I'm still what they call paralyzed. I can push on the arms and but still, it doesn't matter. Look at me. I can move. For 2 years, Michelle, when I was in the hospital bed, I couldn't turn over by myself. My vision every day was to be able to sit up and put my feet over the side of the bed. That was my vision. My vision wasn't, I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to walk across America. I'm going to swim around the world. It was, I want to sit up and put my feet over the bed. 2 years.
One little thing, just one.
That's it. Just it. And that's the genius of life, isn't it? The ability to do what we talk about here in your show, mental shift. Let me give you an acronym for mental. I'm working on it today because I know we're going to be together.
Please.
So my acronym for mental is, you ready?
Yes.
Making everything noble, teaching always love. Making everything noble, grand, beautiful, teaching always love.
I like it.
That's the mental. Now, the shift is really interesting because it's the title of my third book that's coming out now called Oh Shift, which we'll get to. And shift stands for something happening inside, facilitating transformation. You see, your show is all about transformation, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's who you are. You are the essence, you're the change maker. Transformation happens when you take action, when you listen to what Michelle offers, and with her coaching and her ability to enable you just to do a slight shift. Doesn't have to be, I'm going to change everything overnight. On the contrary, small thing, something happening inside, facilitating transformation. That's the mental shift. This is what Michelle is expert at. By the way, there are very few people in the world who can do what Dr. Michelle Mras does. By the way, this year, a big shout out to you. This year, Dr. Mras became an owner in a wonderful publishing company called Perfect Publishing. More than 500 books they published already. And Michelle is an owner. And when she takes ownership, she not only is involved, she transformed the company, and they catapulted themselves in the past year, the past 14, 15 months, quadrupled their sales, and did a book tour around the United States of America that set people on fire.
Or as I like to tell Dr. Smiley, I don't do anything small. Everything is big and loud.
And big, you know what big stands for? Big stands for believe in giving.
Ooh.
You see, when you're a giver, things happen that other people call magic. The joy of living can be summed up in one word, Michelle. Giving. That's the joy of living. Giving. Be what I call a cog. Some people think of a cog as a little piece in a big machine, but without that little piece in the big machine, the machine doesn't work. So become a cog, a channel of goodness. That's who you are.
Oh, I love
or a child of God.
I like that even better.
When you're a child of God, things happen because you're in the giving world. Believe in giving. That's big.
It's huge.
Huge.
Well, and that's what's so beautiful. And thank you for that beautiful shout out and all those lovely words. It's just, I had a similar experience to you, but with me, it was an actual car accident. And that was the thing. People were like, so what did you dream about? I wasn't dreaming about running a marathon. I just wanted to sit up. That's all I wanted was sitting up. Or maybe I could hold my toothbrush without someone else having to do it for me. I mean, it was that simple. That's all I wanted. And that I got the rest of this is great. And every once in a while, my brain will short circuit and I can't say a word like quadriplegic. But it's little things like that where my brain goes, nope. And I do, okay, well, I'll work around it and do something else. And that's what I share with Mental Shift. And that's why I bring all my guests that I bring is that our miracles are little things that shift our lives so much. And stop looking so big. Look at the small things. Little things add up. I mean, with me, I wanted something new every day, something tiny every day, one little tiny movement. The next thing I knew, I had moved miles. And in your case, you've been swimming miles. Can you explain that for us, please?
I would like to be able to. I can't explain it to myself, but I'll tell everybody what it is because it's, first of all, I was not a swimmer before my quadriplegia. So
Really?
This happened on September 17th, 2004, which now we're in 2023, and this will be seen for decades from now, but just be aware of it. So it's been 18, 19 years since it happened. Prior to that, could I swim? Yes. If I swam a length of the pool, I said, that's enough for me. I'm too tired. I didn't enjoy swimming. I would run, I would lift weights, I would ride bicycle. I was active, but swimming wasn't my gig. I didn't know how to do it really well. I could swim to save my life. So now comes the fun part. I mean, talk about real fun part. So just make it very short. But one day when I was home and we have help 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. And by the way, a big shout out to an amazing person. the day I got out of the hospital, which was January 13th, 2005, which is now 18 plus years ago, we hired a wonderful person. His name is Steven Senfuka, and he comes originally from Uganda. He's just a delightful being, and he came home with us, and we hired him. We had no idea how long we'd be together, but I'm going to just fast forward and tell you that from January 13th, 2005 until today, we're in 2023, Steven Senfuka is still my caretaker.
Wow.
It is in the history of caretaking, the longest running single person in history. In history, it didn't happen like this because most of the time caretakers take care of people who are on the way out, 6 months, a year, hospice, whatever. First of all, I'm not on the way out. I will be eventually, in a few decades. And when we moved from Los Angeles, from Venice Beach to Henderson, Nevada, where we live now, a year and a half ago, Steven said, I'm coming too, I'm moving too. So I say it because when you can engender that kind of loyalty and love, it touches everything and everybody in your life. So here's what happened. Steven took me out for a stroll one day while I was still quadriplegic. He put me in the wheelchair, took me outside around where we lived in Venice Beach, and comes running over to me, one of our neighbors, and his name is Vince. And he says, I heard what happened. I'm telling you, I'm going to have you up and out of that chair within a year. You'll be walking. And look, I'll listen to anybody who's going to give me good news, right?
Yeah.
And he says, I'm going to do this. I am the greatest aquatic therapist in America. So what's aquatic therapy? They put you in the pool in water and move your body around and trying to get some movement back into your being. So my particular disease was something that called Guillain-Barré syndrome. Doesn't matter the name, but it affects the outer nervous system, not the internal one, and therefore it's possible to somehow gain some movement back, as you see with my arms and such. Well, suffice it to say, Vince is the greatest aquatic therapist in America, had me in the pool. We were doing exercises for an hour, 2 hours a day, sometimes 3-4 days a week. And after about a year, I'll make the story short, they put flotation devices on my legs and on my body and my arms so I wouldn't sink and drown. And after about a year and a half, one day I was able to move my arms over my head and my other arm, and all of a sudden my body moved. And I did basically a backstroke. I did 3 strokes and I hit my head against the side of the pool and I said, yay, because I moved. And I managed to turn myself around and push off. And I went to the other side, back and forth. And it was outside because we lived in Venice Beach. It was outside the pool in Southern California. And I didn't want to stop. And I'm telling you, Michelle was amazing. I swam nonstop. I didn't want anybody to stop me. I swam for 98 minutes nonstop, and they counted the laps. I did a mile. I swam a mile. Now, you got to remember, I couldn't have done that when I was a civilian. That's what they called before this. And I said, I was crying with joy that day, right? And I said to myself, self, if you could do it once, you can do it again. So I did it another time, and I did another time, and I finally started doing it twice a week, 3 times a week, 4 times a week. I would just swim a mile without stopping. Again, take me 98 minutes, but who cares? I'm moving, I'm doing it. And now I'm going to just fast forward over another year and a half or so. I was able eventually to remove some of the flotation. I still have them on my legs. And I wear paddles on my hands because my hands don't look like yours and they don't close like other people's. And I use a snorkel. I now swim on my tummy like Michael Phelps. Yeah, like Michael Phelps. And I swim the crawl. And now I swim 2 miles a day, 6 days a week. I've been doing it for more than 15 years. And I write down every mile, mile and a half mile, 2 miles, 3 miles at a time. One time I even did 5 miles without stopping. And I've added up the miles. As of just a few days ago, I hit 8,888 miles. That's more than a third of the way around the world. So I am perseverant. I never give up. I'm out there doing things, and my goal is now to swim around the world. I may not do it until I'm 105, but who cares? I'm out there swimming 2 miles a day, 6 days a week. and making things happen. And I wasn't a swimmer before, but you can't get me out of the water. And by the way, Michelle, I have a waterproof MP3 player.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm listening. So I'm in the water now. It takes me 100 minutes to do 2 miles. Now we do 2 miles in 100 minutes. And I'm listening to upbeat music and inspirational lectures and thoughts. And I even record my own voice sometimes and talk to myself. And just, it's become a labor of love, being in the water, being in the pool. And I do it for 2 reasons. Number one, because it gives me good health. But the greater reason, Michelle, is that I'm swimming. I'm now 74 chronologically. I'm 46 metabolically because I swim 2 miles a day. I'm 28 mental acuity. My SOW is 8. I'll tell you what that is in a moment.
Yeah.
I swim now for all the people in the world, whether they're 28 or 82, who just say, I can't. Well, yes, you can. I can do it. I do it. You can do it. You can do something. That's why I swim 2 miles a day. People can do something. And by the way, SOW stands for sense of wonder. I'm an 8-year-old. You want to keep your sense of wonder somewhere between 6 and 9. You don't want to go over into double digits, and below 6 a little too much, but keep your sense of wonder around 6 to 9, and then you can live life to the full.
I love it. And see, that's the other thing we have in common. After all of my trauma that I went through, I said, what saved me? And they said, what saved you? What got you out of this? I said, I embraced my inner toddler. My inner toddler believed I could do anything. So I kept going. And so even though the doctors are saying, we don't know how you're going to keep doing this, or if you're going to walk, or how much longer you're going to talk, that's okay. My 7-year-old believes I'm going to keep going. So I'm going to just keep going until I stop. Yeah.
Embrace your inner toddler.
Yes. Embrace your inner toddler. Well, and that's what's so beautiful about it. And people laugh at me when I go out and speak and I say, I'm not joking about this. And I'll show the old picture of me. The old me was always worried about things. The old me was always worried about that people thought. And I was always looking at the bad things that could possibly happen. Once I started embracing that 7-year-old, I'm like you. I'm at the gym every morning doing something fun. I'm in the pool. I'm hanging out. I'm doing what the younger me would have done before the older me told me it wasn't grown up enough to do.
Right.
And I've dropped 240 pounds. I'm a third of a person I used to be. And it's because I'm not holding myself into that box of being an adult. You and I have done it. We sit there and we giggle about the silliest things. And because life is fun and it needs to be that way. I love that.
And if it isn't, you're missing out. That's why you've tuned. By the way, this show is not about Barry Shore. Nice guy that he is.
He's a great guy.
It's about Michelle, wonderful woman she is. This show's about you. YOU. It's about you becoming the best you possible. That's what it's about, not us. You. Embrace your inner toddler. Tell somebody, you know what my SOW is? Now looking and say, what are you, a pig, SOW? A sow? They know I've sowed my seeds and I'm an 8-year-old. And enjoy it. Laugh out loud.
I love it. I didn't know that we had that in common. You're 8, I'm 7.
Well, that's because, look, I'm dating a younger woman. It's very nice, you know.
So, well, we've got we talked about the joy of living, and what we want to let you know is he's giving you the free ebook. So there is a website you can go to. It's barryshore.com/ebook. It's right there below us. And if you go there, okay, you can ask for whatever book you want. And we're about to talk about 2 other books when we come back from commercial. But before we go to commercial, I want to show the second book. If you haven't noticed, Barry loves acronyms. And he put out a book with our friend, Dr. Smiley, called The Acronym Book. And not only did he put this book out, it was on Times Square in New York City. Can we show that picture? Because I have the picture of it.
Wow. Wait a minute. That's Times Square, the most famous place in the world.
Yes, it is. And that's your book called A Pocket Full of Acronyms.
We got a pocket full of miracles, a pocket full of acronyms just for you. And it's yours for free, Michelle. For free, they can get it. They get the ebook version, right?
Yes, the barryshore.com/ebook. And you can ask
You
for it.
love it. There's so many wonderful words they're all finding the positive, purposeful, powerful, pleasant essence of words. ACE, always creating exuberance.
Did you see? I mean, that acronym book is a hoot, because you're like, wow, there are so many ways of looking at things, and then the words, the way you create them into powerful words. So like smile, seeing miracles in life every day, things
Or
like
wow,
that.
wait a minute, Michelle. Wow. Wow stands for her words of wisdom, words of wonder.
It's a wonder. I like it.
Because people say wow all the time. Now, when you say wow, you'll say words of wisdom, words of wonder.
So if you want the book, you know where to go. barryshore.com/ebook. He's got the Joy of Living book, and he also has the acronym book. And what's cool about the acronym book is this is only the first of the acronym books. He's got many, many more in his head that will be made into books too. Now, what's really cool about that, about the Times Square, most famous place in the world, is one, I was there when that book popped up. Both of them, actually. Both books were on Times Square. And he's part of another book that came up. So what's really cool about this, world record, he was on 3 books. He had 3 books on Times Square at the same time.
Never before in the history of publishing.
So that's really cool. I thought that was a really neat thing to put. I'm like, oh my goodness, you're right. That's really cool. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Anyway, all of this is designed, we said, for you. It's designed for you to be happier, healthier, and wealthier. And who doesn't want that? Everything Michelle Mras discusses on this show, even without Barry Shore here, is designed for you to be happier, healthier, and wealthier. Who doesn't want that? That's why you tune in, because you know things here are actionable. And that's really the key. What separates people from just listening and doing and accomplishing is taking action. Make sure you are the action person. Only 2% of people that listen take action. Be amongst them. Take action. Go to barryshore.com/ebook. Take action. It's yours at no cost. Now, when you get the books, what are you going to do? Take action. You're going to begin reading them because they're transformational, not just informational. Information is readily available on the internet. These are transformational, and that's what SHIFT stands for, right? Something happening inside facilitating transformation. Isn't that right, Michelle?
Ooh, I love that. And we're going to get more into that right after commercials. So if you're watching, you might want to start sharing this episode right now with someone you care about, because they too can go to barryshore.com/ebook and get their books too. Okay. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after these commercials. So don't go away. Make sure you share. See you in a little bit. Barry, don't go away. Thank you for watching Mental Shift. Now, did you share this show with someone you care about, someone you love, a family member, possibly a friend? Well, today we are discussing the joy of living with the ambassador of joy, Barry Shore. Now, before we get back to him, did you know that TNC is a live stream platform of online shows of people for people on the go? Please watch the shows you see here on the screen. And now imagine having your own show, your own playlist, your own content, but we'll make it easier for you. TNC aims to transform the lives of our viewers through engaging, authentic, and original content. Our vision is to become a global 24/7 live stream channel that showcases Filipino talent, global influencers, cultural intelligence, and ingenuity. Please continue to watch Mental Shift Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in the U.S. or Wednesday mornings at 10:30 in the Philippines. You can also watch all the replays via Facebook or YouTube, and you can also follow us on Instagram. Listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. You just have to search hashtag TNC Now. For sponsorship, please email now@thenewchannel.com or send a direct message to The New Channel. Enjoy these life-changing shows because we did make them just for you. And welcome back. I am Dr. Michelle Mras, live streaming for Mental Shift. Where's my buddy, my pal, my ambassador of joy? There he is.
Good day, beautiful, bountiful, beloved immortal beings, and good-looking people. Remember, you're good-looking. You're always looking for and finding the good, and you found good in abundance on the show with wonderful Michelle.
I love that you sing all the time.
Thank you. I'd like to mention, by the way, about Vibe and Tribe, because I have two wonderful acronyms for Vibe and Tribe. May I share them with you and with the audience?
Please.
So Vibe stands for vibrant inspiration, bringing exuberance. Because that's your vibe, right? You bring exuberance. And Tribe stands for togetherness, results in becoming excellent.
Ooh.
When you work as a tribe, you're working as a team. Togetherness results in becoming excellent. Everybody in the tribe is trying to rise up and help each other. And that's what we call team. Team stands for together, everyone achieves miracles.
I love it. Oh, and you would get all of these lovely acronyms when you get his acronym book. Go to barryshore.com/ebook because
and it's free. I mean, again, action is the distinguishing characteristic of the winner. You want to be a winner? Take action.
One little thing, one button. Yes, I want something free. No one's holding you back. No one's pushing you forward. It's up to you to make a choice. And we talk about this on Mental Shift all the time. With all the guests, we always talk about, I made a choice. So-and-so made a choice. We make choices in our lives. And that is what helps us move forward. It's a decision. And when you make that decision, you move forward in that decision and you keep going. As in Barry's case, he had a vision in his head, just move my legs off the side of the bed. It's that simple. Find that one little thing that will get you moving. And once your brain realizes, hey, wait a minute, I just did that, it will allow you to do the next little thing that you want to do. And your little things will become big things.
By the way, that's why I wrote my third book, which is called
Shift.
Shift. I got to tell you something, Michelle, as you see from the title, in 4+ decades of working with highly successful people. I mean, successful people, some always on paper, not necessarily in reality, but on paper, highly successful people, 97.2% of all people drop the F in shift and the other stuff happens. You got to be effing careful with your Fs. It's shift. Remember, OH stands for openly happy. Something happening inside, facilitating transformation. You mentioned, wonderful Michelle, about the idea of choice. Mm-hmm. The 6 most important words you could ever internalize, utilize, and leverage in your life are choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Mm-hmm. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. when I was in the hospital, I created an idea that I taught physicians, nurses, psychologists, and psychiatrists. I taught this to them. You ready for this?
Yeah.
And you'll appreciate this because of what you went through. Diagnosis is not destiny.
Correct.
Diagnosis is not destiny. When I was diagnosed, you know, they were so nice to me when they would send me home after 140 days in the hospital, still quadriplegic, but insurance was not going to pay anymore. They were already over $500,000. They weren't paying anymore. Sent us home. Couldn't move, couldn't walk, anything like that. And they said, you know, Mr. Shore, you're not going to walk again, but I can tell you, we have things that you can do. We'll show you how to adapt. Now, I didn't yell at them and say, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm going to walk. I'm going to this, like that. It's up to them. But for me, I knew inside that whatever was going to be will be. I didn't know what was going to be. I didn't know I'd be swimming 2 miles a day, 6 days a week, or I'd be able to be vertical and ambulatory with my 7-foot walking wand, or I'd have a remarkably wonderful, dynamic, loving person help take care of me. In addition to the fact that my wife of 45 years, married 45 years, hello, and she was, if it wasn't for her, I'd just be protoplasm. So the amazing things that happen, but it's diagnosis is not destiny. You control what's going to happen. It's how you respond in any given situation. Choice, not chance, determines your destiny. Right, Michelle?
Oh, heck yes. I
Wow,
mean,
I like that. Heck yes.
well, I heard the same thing. You have 4 parts of your brain that are not working. We don't know how you're standing here and how you're talking, but enjoy it while it lasts. And it's like, what do you mean enjoy it while it lasts? And so diagnosis is not destiny, because if I had taken that on myself, I would not have taken those next steps. If I had taken on the next diagnosis of breast cancer, I would have curled up in a ball and just went away. And so diagnosis is just diagnosis. What you do with the choices you make what I basically said to the doctors is, I'll keep you in business. You can keep thinking what you want to think. I'm going to keep working on this side and see what happens. And next thing I know, I'm here speaking around the world and writing books and doing all sorts of things. And I'm still alive when they weren't quite sure I was going to be. And so there's a choice there. I mean, if I died, I died. But what I told my husband of 39 years was, I want to die doing what I love. I want to be laughing and smiling and dancing and loving people. And I don't want to die miserable. And that's what I would have done if I had died earlier. And that's why it's like I live full out.
So this is what you see. I want you to hear what Michelle is saying. She's saying that she was able to create the kind of world she wants to live in. Now, CREATE is a fabulous acronym that stands for Causing Rethinking, Enabling All to Excel. Causing rethinking. It's called that shift. We're not talking about, I'm going to change things overnight. It's a slight shift. If you're standing up and you move your foot 6 inches to the right, and then you move the other foot next to the right foot, so you move 6 inches, your whole world has a new perspective. You're creating rethinking so that you now know that choice, not chance, determines your destiny. And I want to mention that to all the listeners out there, I'm going to warn you in advance, I love 4-letter words. And so does Michelle, by the way. You didn't know this about her, right? I even love the 4-letter FU word, and I do it for the shock value, and it's fun. Now, of course, the 4-letter words that we use, because we live in the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, are love, life, hope, free, gift, pray, play, swim, mind. That's the 4-letter. Those are the 4-letter words we use. And we even use the 4-letter FU word, which is fun. You just heard us say it, fun. Spelled FU, capital N, capital N. Now, I know there's some people in the audience right away raising their hands and say, hey, Barry Shore, fun is only spelled with 3 letters. Not in our world. In the world of the positive, purposeful, powerful, and pleasant, fun is spelled FU, capital N, capital N. We do it purposely. So after the show, when you see your family and friends, I want you to point your finger and with a twinkle in your eye and a smile on your face, remember to stand with, point your finger and say, F you, everybody, to your family and friends. Say, where'd you get that? I said, well, I listened to Michelle, and she had on this guy. He wants to teach the world to F you. Capital N, capital N. So they'll listen, they'll laugh, and they'll say, well, what's going on? Now you can talk about choice, not chance. You can talk about smiles, seeing miracles in life every day. You can talk about WWW. Ask anybody, what does WWW stand for? They'll tell you it has to do with the internet. Well, factually speaking, they're correct. But in our world, it stands for What a Wonderful World.
What a wonderful world.
And whenever you hear the opening bars of that song, what do you do right away? You smile. You can't help it. By the way, I got to tell you a quick story, Michelle.
Please.
My 8-year-old niece comes over to me a few weeks ago. She says, Uncle Barry, can we spell smile S-M-I-E-L? I thought about it. Smile, sounds the same. Why not? Who cares, right? I asked her how come. She says, because then it would stand for seeing miracles in everyday life.
Ooh.
Out of the mouth of babes, seeing miracles. She was creating the kind of world she wants to live in.
Embrace
That's how
her.
wonderful it is. Yeah, internalize it. Do it. Be you. Remember, we're here to teach you how to be happier, healthier, and wealthier. How do you do that? Live the 3 fundamentals of life. Number 1, your life has purpose. Right, Michelle? Mm-hmm. Life has purpose. Number 2, when you lead a purpose-driven life, you go mad. Now, in this case, MAD's a wonderful acronym that stands for make a difference. Lead a purpose-driven life, you make a difference in the world. And the third is to uncover the power and the secrets of everyday words and terms, like smile, like WWW, like create. Well, how about this one? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. One of the most important, the 2 most powerful words in the English language. Thank you. Thanks stands for to harmonize and network kindness. To harmonize and network kindness. The Dalai Lama is quoted saying, I read in his writings, be kind whenever possible. As he says, it's always possible.
It's always possible, yes.
Because that's the essence of Michelle. Thank. To harmonize and network kindness. She is the embodiment of kindness. Kind stands for keep inspiring noble deeds. That's who she is. That's what she does. Right? That's you.
I love it. Thank you. I really need, I was like, oh, wait, we're recording this. Good. I'm like writing everything down. You're so fast with all the acronyms.
Yeah, you don't have to write everything down. Just listen and you can look at it later again, another time.
Oh, no, it's just lovely to have you on because there's not a lot of us in the world who smile and laugh and live in that 8-year-old state of finding joy and miracles and smiling at strangers. And I've had people walk with me and I'll stop and talk to complete strangers or especially little children because they look at you and they just want someone else to recognize them. And I'll stop and I'll just talk all day. And they're like, don't we have places to go? I do. It'll wait. But this person needs a smile, right? So,
there's none so important that if they don't have one, that you can give one to somebody else. By the way, that's something I'd like to emphasize right now, if I may. There's this wonderful site. There are many sites that we worked together with Dr. Smiley and such, but there's one I'd like to mention right now. It's called thedailysmile.com. thedailysmile.com. I urge everybody to go there, especially if you're not in the United States. Why? If you're in the United States, you can go there and you can order Keep Smiling cards. And we have them in 30 languages, and they're wonderful and inspirational cards and such like that. We don't charge for the cards. You have to pay shipping and handling because it costs us money to ship it, but cards are free. And we urge you get cards and hand them out. Hand them out. But for those people who, let's say, in the Philippines or outside the United States, go to the website, and you can now send Keep Smiling cards, again, 30 languages, from Urdu and Hindi and Tagalog and English, and you can send them for free. You can send 5 at a time.
I love it.
I say it because of this important point. The goal, if you go to the Daily Smile, you see the goal is to join the mission to touch 1 billion people with the Keep Smiling card. Because if we can touch 1 billion, then we'll have 2 billion. And 2 becomes 4, and 4 becomes 8. And within 3 steps, we've touched every person on the planet. Talk about dreaming big. We can touch every person on the planet in 3 steps, but it's entirely up to you. So you're the point of the spear. So everybody listening and watching and sharing this, and there'll be millions of you, go to the site, and it doesn't cost anything. You can, if you're in China, you want to send them in Chinese, send them in Chinese. You can send 5 at a time. You can send 10 at a time. 5 here, do 10, next 5 more, and tell your family and friends. It's all free, but what you're doing is you're channeling your essence. You become a cog, a child of God, a channel of goodness, and now you can touch millions of people because you know that other people are doing it as well. Everybody listening to Michelle's show, go to Daily Smile. Again, we're talking about things that doesn't cost money. It just takes your energy.
Yeah.
You're a winner. Prove it. Do it. Action is the key to success in life. Right, Michelle?
Oh, most definitely. And the thing is with this Keep Smiling card, I've seen it in action so many times. I mean, I did my whole book tour with Dr. Smiling. Okay. And I'm not from the city. I grew up in the Philippines and a very rural part of the Philippines. And we're walking through New York City and we come out of a subway and there's a whole gang. I mean, like a scary gang of men outside. And Ken stops, Dr. Smiley stops. He says, I'm going to give them a smile. I said, please, Ken, let's not do that. Just keep walking. He says, no, I'm going to give him a smile. And he turns around and he walks into this crowd of very angry looking men. And he says, hey, man. And he puts his hand out like he's going to shake it. He puts his hand out and he puts this smile card in this gangster's hand. The gangster looks at it. He has, no one's ever given me a smile before. Hey, man, he gave me a smile. And all of these gang members started coming to Ken, Dr. Smiley, for Keep Smiling card because they wanted a smile too. Now, what happened in that, as we walk away and they're telling him thank you and everything, we walk by and there's a homeless lady laying on the ground. He stops her and he hands her this Keep Smiling card and she lights up and sits up. And he gives her a stack of cards and he says, hand these out when you ask for help and people will help you. And then we walked away. The next morning, we're coming back to this train station in the pitch dark, early morning in New York. And we're lost in New York. And we're coming through and some big man comes out of the dark and he says, are you guys lost? And I'm like, no, we're not lost. And he has, hey man, I saw what you did yesterday for that lady on the street. I really appreciate a man like you.
Oh!
It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. They walked us to the train, made sure we got on. I mean, he shifted the entire dynamic. Shift.
And keep that F in place.
And so whenever he says, I'm going to do this, I do, go, please go. Because he changes lives. We change lives with these cards. We are always carrying them with us. So if you'd like to change a life any day of the week, carry them. They really do make a huge difference. And if you keep an eye out for them, if you go to airports, a lot of the time, Ken and I have left Keep Smiling cards across airports as we travel. So they're usually sitting in someone's desk or something. But it's remarkable to see how people's lives shift into love and open and giving back. And it was almost like we turn on a switch of, I see you and I see you as a human. It was beautiful. So I'm a huge believer in the Keep Smiling movement and the cards because
they work.
They work. Dr. Smiley, and they're like, hey, Dr. Smiley, anytime.
I'd like to share with people a wonderful acronym that I want you to be able to say over, internalize, utilize, and leverage in your life.
Please.
And the acronym is for the word joy. Joy stands for journey of you. Journey of you. Every one of us is on a journey. You choose what your journey is. You may say, but you don't know my story, Barry. So you don't know all this thing. I probably You're right. I don't know. I do know. I was standing up in the morning. I was paralyzed in the evening. Michelle was standing up in the morning and had an auto accident, and she can't move now for years. We know stuff. We've been through stuff. Everybody has stuff. The question is, what are you going to do with your stuff? Remember, joy, journey of you. What do you choose on your journey? Are you going to choose to have your journey with smiles? Everybody, or most everybody, likes roses. I love roses. My wife is a remarkably gifted person who knows how to grow roses. Well, if you look at roses, everybody knows it intellectually, but the reality of life is roses, they smell good, they look good, they're there, and there's lots of thorns on the way up on the roses. Hello? It's called life. Life stands for living inspirationally for eternity. When you recognize that you are an immortal being living inspirationally for eternity, that you're here for service. And the service of life is to share. Share stands for spreading happiness and rejuvenating energy. That's what Michelle is all about. That's why you tune in consciously and conscientiously to this show regularly, because you know that on this show, it's about you. It's about you be happier and healthier and wealthier. Use the three fundamentals of life. Life has purpose. Lead a purpose-driven life. You go mad. You make a difference. And uncover the power and the sequence of everyday words and terms. Learn to say thank you 3 times a day, consciously and conscientiously, to harmonize and network kindness. Everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Therefore, be kind always. And that's a card on the Daily Smile, by the way. It's an amazing card. We've given out more than 4 million cards around the world for free, and we want to touch 1 billion people. And you can do it. Just go to that site, send them out free.
And be living for joy. Journey of you. It's your life, and you can live it in joy or not. But why not?
Right, it's your choice. Yeah. No matter the circumstances. I mean, we both, Michelle and I, know people who come from very difficult circumstances. There's no question.
Yeah.
And at some point, a decision was made and said, well, I am going to live this way. That shift, that mental process of making a decision, keeping in discipline and being determined. And guess what? Your vibe attracts your tribe. You be vibrant and alive. What a way to live.
I love that. Vibrant inspiration brings exuberance. Is that it?
Yes. Vibrant inspiration brings exuberance.
Vibe joy.
Yeah.
So, Barry, we are down to our last 4 minutes already. And I don't know what else to say, because you are so amazing and so lovely. And being that 8-year-old, loving and joyful and singing all the time. I love it. What would you like to leave with our audience for them to come back to? And well, they definitely need to share this whole message, this whole show over and over and over again. They need to go to your website so they can get the cards and share them around, and they'll send them anywhere. And then go to your website, barryshore.com/ebook, and get your books, because your newest book, Oh Shift, comes out February 14th, right?
Right.
So,
and they can get an advanced copy, just put in there, and when it comes out, we'll ship it to you.
Yes. Now, what was the website to get all the cards again? Can you say that again?
thedailysmile.com. It's up on the screen right there. Your crew is so good.
Aren't they awesome?
Woo! Very impressive. Very
And
impressive.
they have to keep up with all this fast talking that we
Right.
keep doing. But what's so beautiful about you, Barry, is one, you took time out of your day to spend it with us. And two, to help everyone who's out there listening to remember that they live in joy. And it is a choice to smile, to give hope, to live with purpose, to love one another. And what was the, oh, hold on. I've got it. I have it. I have it somewhere. Hold on. I wrote down the three things that we need to purpose.
Go mad.
Two, go mad, make a difference.
Difference.
MAD. And three, uncover the power.
Power and the secrets of everyday words and terms.
Words and terms.
Like WWW. What a wonderful world. Smile, seeing miracles in life every day. Or as my 8-year-old niece says, seeing miracles everyday life.
I love it.
Do we have time for a group hug for millions of people around the world and a blessing?
Of course, we have exactly 3 minutes. Ready?
Okay, so here we go. We're going to do a hug. Hug stands for heartfelt, unlimited giving. So on the count of 3, ready? 1. This is for everybody, by the way, all you people watching, millions of people around the world. 1, 2, 3. And our blessing from Barry and Michelle is go forth, live exuberantly, spread the seeds of joy, happiness, peace, and love. Go mad. Go make a difference.
Go make a difference. See, if you swam as much as Barry would, you would have that much lung capacity to hold that note as long as you did. Barry, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know you have touched so many lives and you have turned on some light bulbs in my audience and for everyone else that they share this to. And so thank you for being you. And good luck with your book launch for Shift, and hold on to that F. And until then, go see barryshore.com/ebook, or just go check him out. Go find out everything about Barry Shore, because he is the ambassador of joy. Thank you again. And everyone, be well. We'll see you next week. And take care. Good night.